now proudly presented on SNME. That's Sunday night's main event.
Heavy traffic during 4-5. Gotta hustle on your own time. Color people every port side. We just people from the north side. Want some teammates at the shore fine. Winter ready on the foe ties.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's your host, your boy George Mackay, back here behind the scenes, the Man Lucha, day of Lucha de los Muertos, which is their current event. I think I said that pretty good.
I think I failed Spanish like 2 years. So
that's okay. I've never taken Spanish, so we're in the same boat. Guys, as you can see beside me, I have the one, the only dream girl, Ellie. Welcome to Straight Talk Wrestling. Thank you for giving me the time.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Well, thank you very much. You're excited. I'm geeking out right now. You've been on my bucket list for a minute. So we have to talk PWI. You are on the list. You made the list. 129. And we were actually just talking beforehand about how cool that picture is and how absolutely badass you look in that photo. Talk to me about, if you wouldn't mind resharing that story, if it's too candid, about how you didn't want to know, but then you knew.
So we were in the car because we were coming up here, and I think it got aired, I guess would be the word, or like released at like 5:30. And I didn't get tagged anything on Twitter. And Orion was like, "Hey, do you want me to buy it?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I don't want to know. I'm good. I'm chilling right now. I'm happy. I'm content with my life." And he's like, "It's like $3." He's like, "I'm just gonna buy it." And I was like, "Please don't. Like, I'm okay." I was like, someone would have tagged me in something on Twitter. But it turns out that I didn't actually have service where we were. So I was being tagged in stuff on Twitter. I just didn't know. So he ended up buying it, and he was like going through, and he's like, "Oh, this person's 5, this person's 27. And he's like, "You made it." I was like, "No, I didn't." He's like, "You made it." And I was like, "No, I didn't." And I'm driving, so like I can't like pull out my phone and look. And he's like, "Look," and he showed me, and like it's this little picture of me, and then it says basically like my name, and it says I was Smash champion, I'm champion in Florida, champion in Georgia, and like all these things. And I was like, "Oh my God, it's me." I was like, "That's me. I'm famous. I'm cool now." Like, so.
Well, you were cool before, and it actually also did call you the Belt Collector.
It did, and I was like, I only have like 5, but I guess that's a lot if you think about it. But like, there's one in each, like, in like each state. Like, I don't have more than one in a different, like, in each state. So I got one in Florida, one in Georgia, one in West Virginia, one in Tennessee, one in Indiana. Oh, and then one in Canada. So I guess that's 6 actually.
That's quite a few. So pretty much the gold that you have could endrape or encapsulate almost your entire height.
Oh, absolutely, because they're all huge, and they're just like, it's so funny. I can't wear any of them on my waist because they're all too big, but they also take up like my entire waist. I'm just like, this is my full body right now, so it's kind of funny. But yeah, damn, I guess I really am a belt collector. Look at me. Sorry, look at that.
Geek out, please, geek out. You're also featured on the documentary, the Netflix docuseries Wrestlers.
Yes.
You were in a couple spots, a couple episodes. It was interesting because I actually had Immaculate Joe on my show, and he's a member of the OVW roster. And we were talking kind of about this documentary and how serious the story went in terms of the fact that OVW was potentially about to close their doors.
Yeah.
And for all the stars and all the talent that has come through there, I mean, when you watch it in hindsight and you were kind of part of that experience, did you know yourself? Did you guys have any inkling that OVW was that close to saying goodbye forever?
So there's a clip in the actual series where we, as in Orion, myself, and our other tag partner at the time, we were in Al's office being like, "Hey, it's been like 2 or 3 months and we hadn't been paid." Because they pay at the end of the month, like with checks and stuff, which like I don't mind, but as long as I'm getting them. And they were just like, "Yeah, we don't have money for it right now." I was just like, "Oh, okay." So I knew like some of the things, and I had overheard some things because I'm nosy and I'll just sit there and listen. But that's how I learn a bunch of things about people and stuff too, which probably sounds really creepy, but if you just sit and listen, people will tell you all these different things about them. So I kind of knew that it was like, I don't think we were ever like, "Oh, if we don't get money in the next 2 weeks, we're going to close down." But it was also like one of the things that were like definitely closer than we ever would want it to be. Especially because of all the people that had been there with like John Cena and Randy Orton and Batista and like all these people. And actually Big Show's there tonight. Mm-hmm. He's literally at Davis Arena. But it was kind of like weird to be like, oh, we're putting all the struggles out there right now, which I kind of like that it was just like, we're opening the door of everything, because like with some of the people that they interviewed and they did, they follow for the series, like there were things I didn't even know about some of these people. Mm-hmm. Like I knew some things because they're my friends and stuff, but like I didn't know the full extent. So it was kind of cool getting to see them, and I'm like proud of them for being able to open their lives for these cameras and for people to judge, because like the internet's a scary place, and like people just are assholes for no reason. Like,
yeah, 100%. No, the internet absolutely sucks.
It literally could be like, oh, I like pancakes, and they're like, oh, so you hate waffles? Like, oh, you're a terrible person. I'm just like, dude, I could just like one thing without hating the other. Like, that's not how this works. So I'm really proud of like all the people that like open their lives up, and we're just like, people are gonna judge me on it. So, but yeah, the door thing was, I am glad, because like we have been selling out for the past like 5 or 6 weeks since it's been released. The pay-per-view is completely sold out for Saturday, and I think we've already sold out the next like all of October sold out like for the Thursdays, and then I think like 1 week in November is sold out and stuff. So like it's definitely helping us. All the traction we're getting, all the press, whether it's good or bad, like people are still, if I literally could just be like, oh, it's terrible, never ever ever watch it, but you're gonna go watch it just because, be like, all right, well, let me see if she's right. So it's kind of one of those like, oh, good or bad press is still good press, because people are just gonna go look at it. So definitely check it out. It's good, it's fun, but I'm swearing in all of the clips that I'm in. I'm just letting you know now.
A lot of swearing. From such a petite, polite young lady, a lot of swearing. And that's okay.
They just need to post the clip of me screaming. Yeah, the show literally opens up, and they're just like, oh, you get to learn the ins and outs of wrestlers. And then it shows me doing a promo, and then I messed it up, and I was like, fuck. And then I was like, oh, fuck. And I was like, looked over at the cameras too, and I was like, I've retired. I quit.
One of my favorite moments of the show, I'm not gonna lie, because I was actually drinking at the time. Oh, so when you were doing your promo, you're looking all serious and stuff like that, and then when you fuck it up, you're like, fuck, and then you look over at the camera and you're like, fuck, and I did some Coke or whatever I was drinking at the time. Might have been a bubbly, I'm not sure. Yeah. It did come out.
Yeah.
It did come out.
I was watching it. Orion woke me up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, we're going to watch all of this right now. And I was like, yo, there's 7 episodes and they're all an hour long. I'm like, I want to be in bed. Like, I want to be sleeping right now. But we watched it. It opened up, and I was like, yo, like, that's not how you start this show. I'm not like that. And then literally every single clip I'm in, I'm swearing. I'm like, oh, maybe I am like that.
It's scary when you're watching yourself back, and it's a candid. So like it's reality based. So you know the cameras are there, but you're supposed to act like they're not there.
You ignore the cameras. You still are the same way that you are, and that's why like I was swearing. Because like if I'm not swearing, people will be like, that's not right. Like, what's wrong with her? Like, so, it was kind of nerve-wracking though, because you're just like, I make some fucked up jokes sometimes. Like, nothing like terrible, but like I'll make like that's what she said jokes and like those things all the time. Like those aren't terrible, but like some people, but like I'll do borderline jokes sometimes too. I'm just like read the room type of thing first, and I was just like, I think I made one, and I was just like, oh, the cameras are right there. And like there's cameras a bunch of places. Like there could be a camera on you, and then there could be like 2 behind you, and then there could be like 1 in the sky. Like it's terrifying. There actually was 1 in the sky, with a drone. So it was one of those things where I was just like, I'm gonna still be myself, but I'm gonna also be really careful about the jokes that I'm making. So I was like, if I focus on not making jokes, swearing is gonna happen. So
well, you know what they say about people who swear a lot?
No.
They're very high intelligent. I shit you not. I myself I have a trucker's mouth. I also work in transport as my shoot job. Okay. So I have a trucker's mouth. But also I have a very extended vocabulary. I just choose to swear to express my emotions in the here and now. Yeah. But if you swear a lot, you're that's right. You're classified a genius.
Here first. I'm a genius. No. So it's actually really funny because I was watching the show and I had like long hair. I had a full head of hair, and then like throughout the clips, you can tell when they're being filmed because I shaved a little bit of my head, and like sometimes I have a shaved head and sometimes I don't. And I was like, oh, like, all right. But now I have like no hair, so. You know.
No hair. You have more. Do you want to compare shaves right now? Because you have way more hair. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So I have to ask about the progression of Dream Girl Ellie. you seem like you've obviously grown into who you are, but where does the dream girl part come from? Is it supposed to be a play on words, like I'm the girl you want, but I'm also the girl that can destroy your entire life?
So I kind of did. So I got it from a song actually, and it was like my first entrance song ever. But I told Orion about it, and I was like, hey, I want to do this, and he's like, do it. And I was like, this is like when you first start wrestling, everything is weird. You're just like, I don't want to be called Dream Girl. That's freaking weird. And then like it's like, and people start introducing, and now like people if don't say it, I'm just like, oh, what the hell are you doing? Like that's my name, bro. So it was like it's like I'm your dream girl. This is real world. So I was just like, okay, like it's a girl next door, but it's also like I'll fuck your shit up.
I'm afraid.
That's and like the thing is since becoming like who I am today, like if you watch who I was before, I was just like this shy, awkward little girl, and now I'm just like, yo, like I'm just beating the shit out of people. I really am. I'm screaming. I'm a little terrifying. I posted this clip on Instagram, and I had to apologize to the ref for the 8th time because in the clip, I am just losing my shit on her, and I was like, move, and I was like 5-6 minutes into this match, and I was getting beat up, and I was just not vibing, and like it was a little traumatizing, and I had to message her, and I was like, my bad, bro, like, so it's a dream girl, but it's also kind of a nightmare sometimes, so that's kind of where it came from.
So your character walks the line then. Sometimes you're dreamlike, sometimes you're a nightmare.
No, I'm kidding, sorry. I think it's a line in his song where it's like, oh, I walked the line in the sand type thing. Okay. So that's where my brain went for that one. Yeah, so I do like I could be a dream or I could be a nightmare type thing, because depending on my mood and who I'm fighting, because I have like 8,000 people in this match tonight. I'm going to fuck them all up.
Yeah, I believe that. I do believe that. Now, we were actually talking about your gear. A lot of it's Disney based. We can see, you can't really see it in the camera, but Minnie Mouse is on the shirt. There it is right there. So Minnie Mouse on the shirt. Oh, yes. And yes, I told her that the mini host who's not here tonight, she would have been all over those Crocs and been like, oh my God, I love those Crocs. And oh my God, I love your nails. And oh my God, all this stuff. My daughter's very girly girl, but she's also a badass in herself. So, and that's a compliment, darling. I love you. I love you. But, Disney based. So when you're the villain or when you're the heel, if you will, your gear is villain based.
Yes.
When you are the face, your gear is princess based.
Yes.
Was that something that you had always envisioned for your character, or was that something that just kind of happened?
So, if you find baby Ellie pictures, like when she first started wrestling, she's in this terrible, it wasn't terribly made, it was actually it was good quality, but it was terrible for me. This blue one piece that had like shorts attached to it and like 3/4 length sleeves, and it like went up to here. It was just, I could not move in it. It was terrible. But I live in Orlando. I live like 20 minutes from Disney World. I go to Disney World like once a week when I'm home. Because I have passes to like Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, all of it.
My wife right now is sitting at home
crying.
Very, very envious of you.
So obviously I love Disney. I have Disney tattoos. And I go to Disney all the time. So I was just like, I did Rapunzel because Rapunzel is my favorite. And I was just like, oh, this is dope as hell. Like, I kind of want to get all of them. So I got like, Rapunzel, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Cinderella.
You mentioned Belle. I know
Belle.
you have Belle. Mm-hmm. Tiana?
I don't have Tiana. I don't have Ariel. I was getting Ariel made, and then I was like, let me get some villain gear made. I know I'm missing like one or two.
Mulan? You got warrior princess.
So I
Mulan?
had.
She's not really a princess.
I was getting Mulan made. Like there's like the Ariel one. I was just like, let me stop with the princesses, because like I was doing the villain. So I'd have to go through and look. But I know I have like 5 or 6 at least that I can name. And then I have Hades and Ursula. And I'm getting Scarlet Witch made right now. So, and then I kind of like when people are just like, oh, what's your, like, they'll try and guess it. Because, like, some people know. So, like, my Ursula has, like, the tentacles, like, attached to, like, the thighs and stuff. And, like, Hades has fire up it and stuff, like, blue fire. And skulls and stuff. And it's really cool. So, people, like, who know me and, like, have, like, OVW especially, they're always just like, oh, who is this today? And I'm just like, how do you not know? And they're like, oh, is this Ursula? And I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, this is so cool. So I like the little, it's almost like a little hide and seek Where's Waldo type thing of like, oh, what princess is Ellie wearing tonight? So
I like that. So but I got to ask this though. Who is your go-to princess? Like, I know you said Rapunzel's your favorite, but before, Rapunzel's just new. She's recent.
she's like from like 2010. No.
Still doesn't have the age of a Snow White. Snow White's going on 60 years.
Yeah, but Snow White's not.
Actually, more than 60.
Yeah, Snow White's kind of like basic though. Like,
did you just call Snow White like a basic bitch?
she kind of is though. If you think about it, like all she did, I don't want to say she lived with 7 men because that sounds terrible, but like, what did she really do?
Well, I mean, she had to run away from her evil stepmother who was trying to steal her
So did
beauty.
Rapunzel.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's more the hair. Okay.
Yeah, see?
All right.
And you gonna tell me Cinderella's cool?
No, hell no. Cinderella's basic.
See?
If anybody's basic, it's Cinderella.
You gonna tell me Ariel's cool?
Now, hold on. Ariel, my wife is a redhead. I have always had a thing for redheads. So, yes,
Okay, so
Ariel
if
is
she shaved
cool.
her head, is she cool still? Yeah.
You shave Rapunzel's head. Is she cool still?
Yeah. She still beats people up with a frying pan.
Okay.
She loses her hair in the movie. Ariel gave up her legs.
This is becoming a very heated debate.
She gave up her voice and her water abilities for a man she didn't even know.
Okay, well, we can both agree that the most badass female character in Disney is hands down Mulan.
Or Merida.
I am Scottish. I'd give you Merida.
Those two are like the...
Merida's all right. She's
the
badass.
badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Tiana also stands her ground. I mean, she gets turned into a frog, but she stands her ground for the most part.
Yeah, I get it. But
Her villain is a lot. That villain is awesome, though.
Yeah.
The voodoo dude is awesome.
I think villain-wise, like Ursula or Hades are the coolest. I think,
hey, is my hair out?
right? I just watched that a couple days ago too, actually.
Still holds up.
It's like one of the greatest movies. But I think I think Ursula has to win. Maleficent's kind of about. Oh, I have Maleficent gear too. Oops.
See, you have so much gear you don't even know.
Oops. Yeah, because I got the helmet and the
I'm starting
the
to picture
staff.
the apartment layout between you and Orion. I'm starting
It's
to picture
actually
there's a
just
lot of
all- it's
closets of
actually
yours.
No, it's all him. It's all Pikachu everywhere, and then I have like a container of my stuff in the corner. No, it's not that bad, but for the most part, it's Pikachu everywhere. There's Pikachu pillows and blankets and pictures, and his Switch has Pikachu on it. His phone is Pikachu. His alarm clock is Pikachu. He's got all the squishable things. My mom got him a giant, 5-foot Pikachu from the fair. I could probably carpool with that thing, and they wouldn't even say anything about it because it's just same size.
So you're saying your significant other has a Pikachu that's taller than yourself?
Yeah, he's giant.
Your mom did that on purpose, did she not?
Dude, it's so funny because she's like, oh, he loves Pikachu. I don't understand it, but here's Pikachu stuff, and I was like, you're not helping.
Not helping. Mom, dream girl, what are you doing? You're not helping.
Yeah, Mom,
you're not
help.
Come on,
Help
Mom.
me, not him.
I mean, we proved already she's a genius by the amount of swearing,
Yeah,
and now you're just going to overload it with, that's not cool, Mom.
with Pikachu, and Pikachu's not even a good Pokemon.
Okay, now we're going to get into this debate. Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Psyduck, because he gets headaches and then he screams. It's me. It's literally me. Actually, Magikarp's the best one.
Thank you. Magikarp is solid. Magikarp turns into, Magikarp's final form is gangster.
I told Orion that we did a little Q&A in the car a day or two ago,
He didn't talk to you for 2 days, did he?
and he is still mad about it. I was like, Magikarp's the best, and I was like, or Psyduck, and he was just like, get out, just get out.
Wow, he literally almost pulled over and booted you out the car.
But I did try. I booted him out of the car when he was driving, so it was like 50-50. I was just he said something. I was like, I'm done. I was like, just get out. I can't do this anymore. So, yeah, it's if one of us isn't threatening to kick each other out of the car over the most stupid shit in the world too. He did. I made a that's what she said joke to him.
Oh no.
Yeah, he said something. Oh God.
I love this interview because it's gone so far from wrestling, and I'm
Oh my
enjoying
gosh,
it
it's
thoroughly.
gone. Actually, I can't tell you this one because I haven't got brought back, and this is probably why. It's so stupid, but it's so funny. Sean Dean, sorry, man. I haven't even said it. I'm crying. I'm literally crying right now. So, we were watching one of the matches, and I just, when they were in, I don't know where they were, Tampa, I think? Yeah, they were in Tampa a couple months ago. We were watching, and Sean went up to Carly, which is his tag partner, and I was standing next to Carly, and Sean was like, yo, that's a banger, and I was like, banger, I barely know her, and then haven't got brought back since then, so but he laughed, and I was like, I'm so sorry, and I probably will never, ever get brought back for that one.
My God. So we've talked Pokemon, we've talked Disney, we talked why Ellie is no longer booked
Doing extra work.
to do extra work at all.
She got fired from a job she's never had.
You never had it. You had a taste of it, and then you were just.
And then I ruined it.
Yeah, you know what? You know what happened is at the end of the night, people were like, "Hey, thank you
"Hey, good
so
job,
much,"
thanks.
and then they were like, "No, she's done. No, we don't bring her back. We're not bringing her back."
I steal those jokes from Speedy, the photographer for AEW, because he's like one of our best friends. He lives down the street from us, and we hang out with like him and his girlfriend all the time. And it's so funny because Orion and Speedy's girlfriend absolutely hate when Speedy and I make these jokes because we'll say them at the most random times. Like,
So you get a lot of leaving the room reactions.
yeah, and like it's who I am as a person at this point. There was one person like, why are you this way? And I was like, childhood trauma. And then I just walked out. And then like they came up, they're like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, man, it's a joke. Like, I'm chill. Like I'm vibing. But like
I'm the coolest person in the world, but I promise you, childhood trauma. It fucked me up.
trauma. This is why I'm funny now.
This is
Why I'm funny now. I had that conversation with my brother one time. I was like, hey, are we actually funny or have we just never coped? And he's just like, both. And I was like, all right, good. Good for you.
Seems like the corny jokes run. So basically what you have is the dad joke handbook down to like a science.
Oh, absolutely.
Like my daughter hates when I make dad jokes.
Which is so funny because I'm actually friends with Dan the dad. And he hates dad jokes.
See, that's weird to me.
How are you the dad? And you don't like dad jokes because I send him dad jokes sometimes, and he's like, he's almost blocked me multiple times. Like I thrive off that stuff though. Like,
so now I'm gonna have to slide into the DMs occasionally just to get bad jokes.
Absolutely.
Well, also I can give you a couple.
There you go.
Like sometimes I have a 14-year-old daughter now.
Okay.
Her birthday was literally last week, so she's 14. She was 14 on the 14th of October. So happy belated birthday, my dear. I love you. And on her birthday, her friends roll around. All her friends think I'm hilarious. She does not. And
You're the dad. You're not gonna be.
yeah, exactly. But she was annoying me with her teenage attitude, and I hate it. And I looked at her. I said, "You know what? You were adopted."
I tell my brothers that all the time.
And she just looked at me. She goes, "That's crazy." And I go, "Also, your head was ridiculous. It broke mom."
How are you adopted, but it was breaking mom?
Okay, well, you know what? The joke failed in itself. I was in the heat of the moment. Stop being so analytical.
No logic in these jokes.
God damn it. All right, well, that's why I'll need to brush up. I follow you, so I hope you'll
There
return
you
the
go.
favor.
Yeah, just message me because I do not follow people back.
I did message you, and actually today was the 17th attempt to get Ellie on the show, but she's here now, so that's huge.
I got nothing for that.
That's what you call a mic drop on the end of this interview. Well, I hope you enjoy. Actually, we don't do interviews at Straight Talk. We do conversations. Yeah, and we had one hell of a great conversation. Yeah. Would you not agree?
Oh, absolutely. That was fun. Hey, I'm recording over here, man. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. Please don't fire me.
So do me a quick favor though. You had a great conversation. If you could tell the people at home that you had a great conversation, they should subscribe to Straight Talk Wrestling because it's that much fun.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. What if that's all I said? I was like, yeah. What he said. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it was fun. I had great time. And subscribe to him or his podcast. I don't know. Is it you or is the podcast or subscribe? Both.
Well, it'll be both. They'd be subscribing to the podcast, but for me, because I'm the prime fixture.
And then follow me too.
Yeah.
Because I'm famous. I'm not. Sorry. Those are the other jokes that I get in trouble for. I don't get in trouble for them. But I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm famous. I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But in my brain, I'm actually famous. So.
She's famous in her own mind, guys.
Probably scary too. So.
All right, guys, that's it for this one. Peace, love, and wrestling. Dream Grow Ellie, thank you so much for coming to Straight Talk. That's it. See you guys next week. Peace. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on that notification bell so you get notified each time we post a video. Alternatively, you can check us out on all podcast platforms and hosted on Podbean.
We are also available on the SNME network. That's the Sunday Nights Main Event Patreon. Please feel free to check us out there as well. And don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at _Straight Talk on Twitter, at Straight Talk Wrestling on Instagram, Straight Talk Wrestling on Facebook, Straight Talk Wrestling on TikTok, and of course, you can check out all our merch at ProWrestlingTees.com.
I don't need a nigga.